exercises we're going to do today are following on from your wrist fracture or wrist injury. Items that you might need for this would be rolled up newspaper, progression route would be a rolling pin and a small hammer, a towel, small towel or tea towel, a sock with a couple of weights. These can be tins that you find in the kitchen cupboard or a water bottle that you can reduce the weight in. So the first activity we're going to do is going to be for 5 minutes, and we're going to start with the rolling pin, the newspaper, which would be the rolling pin. I'm going to demonstrate for 1 minute, but you'll be doing this for 5 minutes. So with this, you need to check that your posture is nice and right, your shoulder is nice and relaxed, your elbows tight into your side. Holding your weight firmly in your hand and turning your palm up. Now it's important that you keep your shoulders nice and relaxed and your elbow tight into your side to demonstrate this activity for the wrist. The weight is helping to pull that wrist further around, and you're going to hold it for 10 seconds in each direction. Once that weight is feeling nice and light, you could progress onto the rolling pin. If this was feeling a little bit heavy, I could move it into the middle of the rolling pin. Moving on to the next activity is with your towel. Rolling up so that you can get your hands nicely round it, and what you're going to be doing here is you're going to be like you're wringing out. This is working on your wrist extension, flexion and grip. Turning in each direction, making sure it's the fractured hand that's doing most of the work, holding for 10 seconds in each direction as much as you can. If you could do it for less, 5 seconds, and then you can move it round if 10 seconds is too much. Okay, so the next activity is working on a bit of wrist strengthening. You're going to put your sock and weight together, like so. Pull it onto your wrist. Now this is helping with your wrist extension and flexion and a little bit of strengthening. What you would do is you'd lean over the table, relax your wrist down so it's nice and free, and then you can extend it up for 10 seconds. Making sure your hand is in a nice relaxed fist, like so. Extending your wrist up for 10 seconds and then letting your wrist hang for 10 seconds. If the weight is too heavy, you can lighten the weight down with a smaller tin. If it doesn't feel like it's heavy enough, you can increase it with a bit more weight. The idea is to progress with the exercises as you feel able. Okay. Next exercise is going into doing a pray position. So starting with your hands together and pushing firmly down. Again, we want to have a nice relaxed shoulders, bringing our hands down in front of our chest as much as we can. If our hands start to part, then we push together and hold it there nicely for 10 seconds. As firm as you can, bringing down a little bit more if you can push a little bit more, and then relaxing out of it, and then coming down again into 10 seconds. Making sure that you've got good posture, relaxed shoulders. You don't want to get stiff on the shoulders. And our last activity can be done in two ways. We can do it against the table and leaning our weight forward over there to practice a little bit of weight bearing. At the same time, we're also working on our wrist extension. Or we can go across to a blank wall or door that's not going to move, and we can place our hands on the wall and we can push our weight forward. While we're doing it, we can bring our hands down and put some more weight through. So we're working on 50-50 weight bearing on this one. Come back over there to the table, and you can do the same again here, 50-50 weight bearing, getting used to pushing up. When you feel like you can put a little bit more through, you can also put a little bit more through on that hand and less on the other hand. And that's it.